Today's topic is definition of tragedy. This definition is presented by Aristotle. So let's start that what are the views of Aristotle regarding tragedy. Aristotle says a tragedy is an imitation of an action that is serious and also as having magnitude complete in itself, in appropriate and pleasurable language, in a dramatic rather than narrative form, with incidents arousing pity and fear on the part of audience, wherewith to accomplish a catharsis of these emotions. In this definition, first of all, there is one thing very important, and this is imitation. According to Aristotle, it means that tragedy is always a representation of the real life. So, imitation means representation. And what tragedy is representing? The true and real side of life. Then Aristotle says that this is an imitation of an action. Action here means that something that is involving thoughts, deeds, and various type of functions of the real life. And then in this same definition, Aristotle is talking about the seriousness. He is relating this word serious with action. It means that in tragedy, action must be of very serious type. Unlike comedy, it must not be a shallow and superficial side of life. Rather, tragedy must always represent that side of real life that is very serious one. Then he says that there should be a proper type of magnitude. So, what is meant by magnitude? This word magnitude is being used for tragedy, and magnitude here means size or length. So, Aristotle says that there should be such a proper type of size or length of tragedy that is easily understandable by the audience. Then, regarding magnitude, he is after talking about completeness, he is going to talk about another thing, that what type of language should be used for tragedy. So, he says that this must be appropriate and pleasurable. So, what is meant by appropriate? As in the very start of this definition, we have talked about the viewpoint of Aristotle that tragedy must be serious one. So it means that for this serious type of tragedy, language must also be very serious one, and this must be appropriate, and this must be suitable for the seriousness of tragedy. And then he says that this must also be pleasurable. So it means that first of all, there should be such type of language that is very serious for the purpose of tragedy. And then he says that this must also be pleasurable, means that this is enjoyable type of language for the audience. Enjoyable again is associated with the nature of seriousness. This is not that type of pleasure that is gained by watching or by reading a comedy, because this is the true sense of tragedy, that it is always dealing with serious type of side of life. Further, Aristotle is saying that tragedy must be in a dramatic form rather than a narrative form. When we talk about dramatic form, it means that action is involved in tragedy. Whereas when we talk about narrative form, it means that no action is involved, and this is just in the way of telling some story. that this is a story about this or that character, and these are various type of incidents in the story. Whereas when we talk about dramatic nature of a tragedy, it means that action is involved. The story is not told, rather various type of actions, or the characters are performing their own deeds, and in this way the story is going on throughout the tragedy. Then he says that with incidents arousing pity and fear. If we are going to focus this very line, with incidents arousing pity and fear, it means that Aristotle is going to talk about the function of tragedy. In the start, he has talked about the seriousness of tragedy. It means that the language must also be serious one. And the second thing is this, that the incidents should be of such type that they are producing two type of feelings of pity and fear on the part of the audience. It means that when the audience is watching the tragedy that is being performed, it means that tragedy must be of that nature, that it means that this is of that capability, that it is producing and arousing two type of emotions or feelings, and these are pity and fear amongst the audience. Further, towards the end of the definition, Aristotle is saying that wherewith to accomplish means to complete, some type of task. And further he says to accomplish a catharsis of these emotions. Aristotle is saying that the function of tragedy is to produce the feelings of pity and fear, and then he says that he is himself answering that why this is necessary to produce these two type of feelings. He is giving answer that these two emotions are produced in tragedy, or these two emotions are produced by tragedy in audience to accomplish or to complete a process of catharsis. In the next type of lectures, there should be the complete type of view of Aristotle regarding catharsis. But right now, as we are discussing the definition of tragedy, so I just want to say this thing, that catharsis means the purgation of emotions, the cleansing of emotions. So, according to Aristotle, the two feelings of pity and fear are for the purpose of the cleansing of these emotions in the audience.